Tesla's Gigafactory in Fremont, California is probably one of the most popular car factories in the world. About a decade ago, Tesla was a struggling startup in the automotive industry, and it had just narrowly escaped the clutches of bankruptcy. In a stroke of good fortune, which, ironically, was caused by an economic crisis that hit the automotive industry hard, Tesla was able to buy a massive factory, which was valued at $1 billion, for just $42 million, a fraction of the original price. With the factory secured, Tesla set out on a mission to build the most advanced automotive plants in the world. They remodeled the factory extensively, fitting it with state-of-the-art equipment including lots and lots of robots. In this video, we're going to take a look at how Tesla produces its cars in its Fremont factory, which is going to be its operational model for all of its subsequent factories. The factory, which is built on a piece of land the size of 185 football fields, and covers 5.3 million square feet of manufacturing and office space, is made up of sub-assembly lines which feed the main assembly line with the various individual components of the cars. Car production in the Tesla factory starts with huge coils of aluminum, some of which weighs as much as 20,000 pounds. A robot lifts up these coils from above and feeds them into another machine called the blanking machine. The blanking machine uncoils the aluminum and flattens it. Then it uses special tools, including lasers, to cut the uncoiled aluminum into flat sheets called blanks. The blanks are then transferred by robots from the blanking machine into a giant hydraulic press, which stamps the blanks into the required shape, forming parts of the car such as the doors, hoods, side panels, and trunks, which will later be assembled to create the body and the chassis of the car. The factory has about 200 robots of different sizes and complexities. Some robots on the manufacturing floor are small, and some are big enough to lift an entire car. Still, some robots are incredibly complex and can carry out delicate tasks, and even switch up their tools to perform different set of tasks. On the other hand, some robots are very simple, with only minimal programming and some proximity sensors. Such dumb robots are mainly used to transport heavy items from one part of the Gigafactory to another, along a fixed route mapped out by magnetic strips on the floor. Most of the Tesla Gigafactory robots are named after X-Men characters, including Cyclops, Wolverine, and Iceman. Each robot is worth up to $50,000. Once the machines are done shaping the aluminum into individual parts that will make up the car body and chassis, these parts are placed on a conveyor belt, which sends them to human workers for inspection. After they've passed inspection, these cars are sent off to be stored in a huge warehouse. From the warehouse, the completed parts are taken to the body shop where they are assembled by, you guessed it, robots. The assembly process begins with the underbody, which is the floor of the car. Afterwards, the sides of the car are added on, and finally, the front part is attached as well. This process is a little different with production of the Model 3, which is mostly carried out by robots that weld the pieces together using about 5,000 welds. The Model 3 is Tesla's first affordable car, and is meant to be produced on a larger scale, so this calls for a faster production speed than required for the Model S and Model X. With all of the pieces put together, the body of the car is formed and ready to be painted. A huge robot takes the completed car and places it on a conveyor belt, which takes it to the painting area. The painting area is a very clean environment, where specialized robots carry out multiple pre-paint treatments on the body of the car. At the end of it all, a beautifully painted car body emerges out of the painting area and heads to the general assembly line. General assembly seems to be the most taxing part of the production process. Just a few years ago, after revealing the affordable Model 3, Tesla embarked on a mission to increase production of the car from just a few units a week to 5,000 units. Elon Musk described the process as production hell, because getting the assembly line to move that fast wasn't going to be an easy feat. In fact, in an extraordinary step to increase production, Tesla set up a second assembly line under a huge tent in the parking lot of the factory. The tent was bigger than 2 football fields and operated with more manual power and much less automation. Tesla was eventually able to reach their ambitious goal of producing 5,000 Model 3s per week, but it was off target by 6 months. And at the end of 2019, with the help of the supplementary tent factory, Tesla was able to roll out over 200,000 cars. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.